1A. Writing a description of a place or a building. When you write a description, you give details of a place or a building. Now discuss what places or landmarks attract visitors in your country. Landmarks, important places recognized by almost everybody, attract interest visitors in your country. What is special about them? Well, in Jeddah, we have Nasif House, which is famous for its Islamic architecture, Islamic style and design, the way it looks, and the Abdul Rauf Khalil Art Museum. If you had the opportunity, the chance to visit a famous landmark, which would you choose and why? Well, there are a lot of landmarks around the world, but the one I would choose is Chichen Itza in Mexico. This beautiful pyramid was built by the Mayans thousands of years ago. Look how beautiful it is. Wouldn't you like to visit it yourself? Now read the description of Petra on the right. Is it a place you would like to visit? If yes, why yes? If no, why not? Petra, the rose-red city. Rose red means it is red like roses. Look at the color of the mountains and stones. They are like roses. Red like roses. If you travel deep into the mountains, deep, you go far into the mountains of Araba, in the heart of Jordan, you will find the legendary Petra. Petra is the name of the city, and this city is legendary. You can hear a lot of stories about this city. This breathtaking ancient city, breathtaking, it's amazing, very old city, is not built, no, it is carved. When you carve, you take a sharp tool like a knife and you take a piece of stone or wood and you make it look like something. So this beautiful entrance is carved into the mountains. Look how beautiful it is. In the red sandstone cliffs, cliffs are large areas of rocks or mountains with steep sides. Of the Al-Sik Gorge. Al-Sik is the name of the gorge. What is a gorge? A gorge is a deep valley with high and steep sides. Petra, which was built by the Nabateans more than 2,000 years ago. Nabateans is the name of the people who built Petra. More than 2,000 years ago was an important trade center. A trade center is a place where you can conduct business, buy and sell things, and all caravans, groups of people and animals traveling, passed through there. It linked Asia and the Middle East with the Mediterranean. Mediterranean is a sea, which is right here. This is the Mediterranean Sea, right here. There are hundreds of carved tombs. B here is silent. Tombs. A tomb is a structure made of stone where dead people are buried. Ruins. Buildings have collapsed from the past. Part of the building is destroyed from the past. It is called ruins. Huge obelisks. An obelisk is a tall stone building which was built to remind people of someone or an important event. And even a Roman-style amphitheater. Amphitheater is a circular structure with no roof in which many events were held. However, Petra's most spectacular, most amazing site is the Al-Khazna, or the treasury. Treasury is where gold and jewelry is kept. At the end of the gorge, where is the treasury? You can see it right here. This right here is the treasury, where money and jewelry is kept. At the end of the gorge, like we said, gorge is a deep valley with steep sides. The beautifully carved entrance, well, you can only see the entrance where people can enter. The treasury of this building shows you why Petra was chosen as one of the new 7 wonders of the world. The 7 wonders of the world are the most remarkable structures in the world, like the pyramids in Egypt. In 2007, a guided tour by donkey. Guided tour, you go around the city with a guide, someone who can shows you around and gives you information. You go on a donkey or a camel is very popular. A lot of people love doing that with tourists, visitors of the city who want to admire, enjoy the outstanding, the extraordinary architecture of this glorious city, of this wonderful city. In addition to the numerous treasures, a lot of treasures, valuable things this place has to offer, there are 2 fantastic museums, the Petra Archaeological and the Petra Nabatean. Archaeological related to studying ancient societies, and the other one is the Petra Nabatean, where visitors can see finds, discoveries from the area on display. They are in a place where everyone can see it and get a feel of what life was like for the inhabitants of Petra. The inhabitants of Petra are the Nabateans, inhabitants, people who lived there. Petra offers visitors a glimpse, a short experience into Jordanian history. A trip to this ancient city is definitely worth the time and effort. It will take some time and it will take some work, but it's worth it. It's not waste of time and effort. You will not regret it. It is a destination, a place that a lot of people go to, that no traveler should miss for the world. For the world means for any reason. If you are a traveler and you travel around the world, then you shouldn't miss this place for any reason. You shouldn't miss it for the world. Now, would you go and visit Petra? Of course I would. Why? Generally speaking, I love visiting places that were built by ancient civilizations, people who lived a long time ago. Now look how beautiful this building is. Well, it would be amazing to build this in 2018. But can you imagine that it was built more than 2,000 years ago? They didn't have the technology, they didn't have the minds, the tools that we have today. But look what they were able to build. It's truly amazing. Now, each of the following phrases corresponds, matches to one of the paragraphs. How many paragraphs do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, and 4 paragraphs. Write the numbers 1 to 4 in the boxes. In which paragraph does the writer say why the place is worth visiting? It's not a waste of time or effort, and makes a general comment about it. Well, it's right here. The place is worth visiting in paragraph 4. In which paragraph does he describe the place and its special features, its special characteristics? That's in paragraph 2. It was a trade center. You can find tombs, ruins, obelisks. Paragraph 2. In which paragraph does he mention what else you can see and do? You can go on a guided tour by donkey or camel. Paragraph 3. And in paragraph 1, he says where the place is and gives general information about it. It is deep into the mountains. That's the place of this city, the location. Now find words and phrases in the text which gives the meaning of having many stories told about it. Search here in paragraph 1. I found it. It's legendary. Many stories were told about Petra. In paragraph 2, a word or a phrase that means the activity of buying and selling, trade. Trade means buying and selling. Existing, it is present in large numbers. That's numerous. Numerous, large numbers, a lot. To be put somewhere where people can look at it. Paragraph 3, on display. The finds, the discoveries are on display. Everyone can see it. A short experience, that's glimpse. A place where someone is going, that's destination. Now, it is your turn to write a description of a place. When you are doing that, in the opening paragraph, you give general information. In the second paragraph, you describe the place and the atmosphere, the overall feeling. In paragraph 3, you say what there is to see and do. In paragraph 4, you summarize. When you summarize, you repeat your points in few words, and you make a general comment. Now, write a description of a famous landmark or building in your country using the outline above, which we just discussed, and the description should be between 100 and 150 words. Go to the workbook, page 10. When you are writing a description of a place, write about the place you are familiar with, that you know, that you heard of. It's better that you have been to. That means you have visited yourself. Use the present simple to describe the place. Like there are hundreds of carved tombs. This is present simple. And use past simple to talk about its history. It was built by the Nabateans. Write about the most important and interesting features of the place. Don't exclude unimportant details, trivias in your description. Use a variety, a lot of different adjectives to make your description more vivid, more lively. Now, let's go to the workbook, page 10. Now, the opening paragraph. What is the name and location of the famous place? Well, I will write about the National Museum of Saudi Arabia in Riyadh. What is its most characteristic feature? Well, it is one of the most exciting museums in the world. The main part. What are its other features? Well, on the outside, the museum looks like a hill of sand. A hill is a high area that looks like a mountain, but it's smaller. What is special about them? It has many fascinating gardens, and because of this, people call it desert oasis. Oasis is a fertile land in the middle of the desert. It has water and it has some plants. Why are they important? The museum presents the fascinating past and modern history of the country. What impression do they create? They are very impressive. What is to see and do there? You can see manuscripts, antiques, very old furniture or jewelry that are valuable, and models, small copies of the two holy mosques of Mecca and Medina. Conclusion, in a few words, what makes this place special? It offers a once-in-a-lifetime experience, something that you can't experience every day. How do you feel about this place? It is worth the time and effort. It is worth visiting. Now, let's write the description. And there it is, 4 paragraphs. The National Museum of Saudi Arabia. The National Museum of Saudi Arabia in Riyadh opened in 1999 and is one of the most exciting museums in the world. That's the opening paragraph, general information. On the outside, the museum looks like a hill of sand, and because of its impressive gardens, people call it a desert oasis. The museum presents the fascinating past and modern history of the country and has 8 different floors, one for every collection. Visitors to the National Museum of Saudi Arabia can see manuscripts, antiques, and models of the 2 holy mosques of Mecca and Medina. Entrance to the museum costs 15 Saudi riyals, and you can arrange a family visit or school trips on most days of the week. The National Museum of Saudi Arabia offers visitors a once-in-a-lifetime experience. A trip to this wonderful museum is definitely worth the time and effort. We managed to write 138 words. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one, inshallah. Goodbye.